Looks like the Bears might finally have found their quarterback. Bears recap week 6, and man, that was one of the most fun games of football that I have ever watched as a Bears fan. Look, every way you look at this game, there was a portion, an element of the Bears team that was dynamic, in sync, and came to London ready to play. Push Caleb off for a second. I'm going to keep repeating myself till I am blue in the face. This defense is dominant, and this is with injuries to major starters in their secondary, but the defense is elite, a top 10 unit in the league. The offense has looked phenomenal over the past 3 weeks, and I don't care. I know that people are going to say, oh, you can't really say that this offense and this team is great because they're doing it against some lesser opponents. All 4 wins are against teams that are 1-5. I acknowledge that. I hear that. But if you are a good team, what do the good teams in the league do? They win against the lesser opponents. They win against opponents that are not quite to their level. And they tend to beat up on those opponents. So when you have an offense that is as in sync, as good as they have been for the last 3 weeks, it is very encouraging for the rest of this season that this team has found their rhythm so early. 2 touchdowns from Cole Kmet. DeAndre Swift continuing to chip in here and there on the ground game and in the passing game. Obviously, DJ Moore and Rome Odunze both got involved with some receptions. But what did I say in the preview specifically? Keenan Allen finally came to play this week. I called 5 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown as what I was expecting and what I wanted in order for me to be comfortable with his performance. Well, he didn't quite get 50 yards, but it was 5 catches exactly. High 40 yards, 46 or 48 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Great game from Keenan Allen. The ball was spread all around the field thanks to Caleb Williams. This is the thing that I think I could talk about for ages, and I don't think I will get tired of it. For the first time, not only in my lifetime, but in many Bears fans' lifetime, the Bears legitimately have a franchise quarterback. Is he to the level of Patrick Mahomes yet? No. Will anybody ever be there? I don't know. Is he to the levels of the Josh Allen, Lamar Jacksons, or the elite of the elite in the NFL? No, not yet. But he, week over week, has shown just how good he could be in the future. Take week 1, sub 100 yards, turning the ball over, looking uncomfortable. More of the same in week 2 against a just completely blitz-heavy defense in what the Texans ran. Week 3 started to show a little bit more promise in the passing game. Obviously blew up with explosive yardage, but it was while throwing the ball 52 times. The last 3 weeks have been very encouraging. He's not throwing the ball more than 30 times. He's completing a high percentage of passes, limiting the turnovers. I know he had the 1 pick today, but even still, limiting those turnovers, finding his receivers in the end zone, commanding the offense. There were numerous times that you would see him diagnosing the defensive play call at the line, saying, watch here, not that I know the lingo, watch here, watch there, killing a play at the line, whatever it was, just commanding the offense from start to finish. And some of the throws that he made, the one rifle right up the middle, to, I believe it was Keenan Allen, just a bullet. It was a fastball, if you could describe it as something. And then there was the other throw, left side of the end zone, Keenan Allen, back shoulder. You have to place that ball with the perfect art just to dot it into the hands of your receiver, and he did that to perfection. Now, there are a lot of people in whether they are analysts or people on the internet that are saying, wow, Bears fans are overreacting because it's, they're 4-2 against bad teams, and Caleb has a couple good games, and you're writing him off as being the best quarterback in your franchise history or an elite quarterback in the NFL. The reality is what we've seen this year alone, we have never seen as a Bears fan. What we've seen too is those same people complaining weeks 1 and 2 saying this guy's a bust after 2 games, and he has just grown each and every step of the way this season. It's very encouraging. This team is exciting. This team, I was talking with a buddy about this earlier where, there are still the next two games are winnable games. I wouldn't say very winnable, but they are winnable. Bye week this week. You have the Commanders, which could be an offensive slugfest, or it could be very ugly. I don't know, but the way that the Bears are trending, having a top 10 team both offensively and defensively in terms of defensive and offensive efficiency. There's only one other team in the league that's done that, and that's Detroit. Next game against the Commanders, they could play very well, could come out of that game with a win. Game against Arizona, I think depending on which Arizona you get, is it the high explosive offense that could run you in a shootout, or is it the offense that we saw this past week against Green Bay? Either way, I think that's a winnable game. We have one more against the Patriots. Out of those three games, I do think it is a very realistic possibility that they walk out of that with a 3-0 record from those three games, heading into their meat of their schedule, the toughest part of their schedule, with 7 wins under their belt. At that point, they would be 7-2. I will say from that point forward, I don't see many wins on the schedule. I do think that they might pick up a win or two in the division. There's also games against, I think, Seattle and the 49ers, both of which have not looked particularly good this season. But you walk away from this easy stretch of your schedule at 7-2 or even 6-3. All right, now you're talking about a playoff push. It's going to be very difficult, especially down the stretch with the level of opponent that they're going to be playing. Even still, I'm very encouraged. This was a great game, very exciting. And if you are a Bears fan, you have to be happy with the performance both today and from where we were at the start of the season, just to see that growth. Caleb Williams is that dude at quarterback. I am a firm believer. I was already a believer in that, but I am a firm believer now. We've finally got our man, and we could be in for a nice, sustained period of high-level quarterback play. Let me know your thoughts down below. What were your thoughts on the game? Do you think the same of Caleb as I do? Like the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe down below. Appreciate you.